Cincinnati. As it stands, it's the Browns who have the ball as we continue on in quarter number 3. York able to send this one through, and with it, they have taken the lead. Well, they come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD, second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass. And his throw is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
11 coming.
Burrow will throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
From the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right? Preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
And he is going to lose yardage here. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They'll set up to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Drake Jackson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
12.
They'll set up a throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Up the middle they go. Felton. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Felton, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. That's going to be taken in by Felton. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. It'll be a pickup of 4. And that'll be good for a Cleveland 1st. Back to the ground. This time Cook. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high, the tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
Cook following the penalty. And a nice pickup there. It gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
Not in any rush offensively. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Trey Hendrickson getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have...
that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
York able to send this one through, and that'll move their lead up to 4 now. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 4, 2:11 to go. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. These two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. Now Cade York for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And now all the focus, it shifts to the Bengals. Trailing in this one now. Just under 2 minutes to go. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here. Starting with 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing, Burrow. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
11, empty.
Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Cleveland offense making their way out. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready? 60
They'll keep it on the ground. Felton. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Let's go now.
They'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. He'll drop to throw. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now Burrow. Pass complete. Hurst. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. The handoff to Ford up the middle, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Up the middle they go. Felton, and he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Browns, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, it's a bad time of year to take a loss like this as they drop to 10-5. And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.